the best news team around to deliver you the news this month.
When the clock struck 6, it meant one thing for Ron Burgundy and his team. Good. Channel 4 News, 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy. Champ Guy, Sports. Rick Cameron, Weather. And your reporter in the field, Brian Fontana.
Benjamin, I look like hell. I got bags under my eyes. I look like Ferris. Look at me. Look at me. If you were a man, I'd punch you. I'd punch you right in the mouth. Unique North Springs. Unique North Springs. Benjamin, can you hear me? Dr. Ruiz was denied a bank loan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's Kasamian? I don't know her. I'm calling you G.
Hello, North Springs. I'm Ron Burgundy, and here's tonight's top stories. I love table.
Do you really love table, or are you just saying it?
I love round table. Ron, I can confirm that Brick does love round tables.
Guys, we're getting a little off topic. Whammy! Table watch. Up next, we have a roundtable discussion with Fulton County Schools.
Hi, I'm Austin Ferguson, and we are hosting a roundtable with Dr. Ruiz, Mrs. Raposa, and 2 students about school policy and incidents that have happened recently. I would like to open up the roundtable with a discussion of something that happened quite recently, this morning. In fact, a lockdown. Do you have any information about that?
So yes, when we find out that there could be a possible situation on campus that could threaten the safety or the security of our students, we have to go follow certain protocol and procedures. And so today we had that where we found out that there could have been a possible weapon on campus. So when we did find that out, we immediately followed protocol and was able to find, and we were able to find that it was no threat was imminent. And we were safe as a school, and we were excited about how fast the response time was on that. And every month we do have to follow drills per state mandate policy, that we have to follow tornado drills, weather drills, and lockdown drills. So today when that happened, we actually used today as a drill to see how our response time was, and we did very well.
Mm-hmm. So response time is the big thing about this, and you said we did very well. Was there any areas in which we could have improved?
You know, the cameras, you know, we have 48 cameras on campus, and so I think making sure that our cameras are working properly, you know, once a week doing a check on that, because we were able to find that when we went on to look at the cameras today, that there were certain cameras that were down. We got the information we needed for today's actual scenario, but there were some that were actually down, and so we actually are going to be making that call to make sure that our cameras are all working, so just in case something does happen, that we can check all 48.
How did you guys feel in the classrooms during this lockdown? Was there like any panic at all? Or?
As students, I feel like we felt very safe. The faculty got on it very quickly, and we just felt safe overall.
The teacher who I was in the classroom with communicated like what we should do and everything just stayed calm.
Perfect. Moving on from this point, because it seems like it was handled very well by teachers and students. Let's talk about some general policy. Basically, dress code, for instance. There have been some protests around the country, specifically in California, in which students have broken the dress code quite violently. And, you know, how do you stand on dress code? I mean, how strict do you think it should be in general?
I'm going to defer this to Mr. Pozo, and then I'll follow up with that. So from the perspective of a teacher, how do you see dress code?
The thing with dress code is that for example, I grew up at a school, we wore uniforms, and it wasn't it wasn't the button up anything, it was just the school t-shirt and jeans, and I grew up with that, and that was fine. It was always the idea that this isn't a fashion show, you're not here to show off all your cool clothes, you're here to learn. And so when any kind of clothing becomes a distraction, for whatever reason, it shouldn't be allowed here. It has nothing to do with your freedom of anything, it's just, it could be a distraction, it shouldn't be here. Because it's hard enough to get you guys to focus on things, not even counting possible clothing issues. So it's just a question of keeping the kids focused.
And so from the perspective of the school and the leadership and perspective of it, there has to be certain protocol and procedures in place for students. Students just can't freely wear whatever they want to school because it does distract the learning environment. And so the district itself, Fulton County School District, has a set policy for dress code, that certain things are allowed and certain things are not allowed. And so what we were able to do as a school is we looked at that and we modified that here and there, knowing that we're a visual performing arts school. We know we have a dance program, and leggings is one of those things that really is not allowed in certain other Fulton County schools. We actually allowed it if you wore a skirt or shorts over it. We allowed those type of things. So we kind of modified it to our school. But we still follow that to the T. And so, no bare midriffs. We shouldn't be able to see any type of skin. Whether it's on the top, 4-finger length on the top. So spaghetti straps or these shirts that are in stana that are hanging off. Protocol is that you shouldn't be allowed to wear those type of things. And so the boys, having their underwears show. Now, does that mean sagging is not allowed? Well, that's the style right now, right? And I tell the boys this: as long as I don't see your underwear, that's fine. They can be sagging a little bit, but some kids have their shirt tucked in, or they have a sweater and you can't see it. I mean, as long as it's not down by their knees. I've been kind of lenient on that, but no underwear should be shown. And so, all those type of things really, number one for me particularly, we have a lot of people that are in our school all the time that are coming and they make perceptions and judgment about our school. So if the perception or the judgment is that we look like slobs, that we, dress inappropriately, they're going to go back and tell their friends and they're going to go and make a statement about North Springs looks this way, right? And so ultimately I don't want that. And so not only is dress code a district policy, but I enforce it pretty strictly here just for that reason of we've got to maintain the learning environment is safe and we can learn, and that our school is being portrayed in the right ways.
Another thing I would just add to consider is that, part of school is preparing you for the real world. And it might not be official, but you can't show up to your job just wearing whatever you want. There is a kind of hidden dress code for everywhere. Some jobs you're going to have to wear a suit and tie. Others it might be okay to wear, khakis and a polo. But there always are those kinds of expectations. So why not do that in a school too?
Completely. And I would say that along with that, it is important to have some sort of freedom of dress, because school, high school in particular, is a place where a lot of social learning is is involved. So you really need to learn how to dress around other people and how people will look at you based upon how you dress. I mean, how do you feel about the dress code in general, the policy here?
I like the dress code. I can look nice and presentable. I can also wear sweatpants and a t-shirt and be comfortable, but no matter how I dress, I can still learn what I need to learn in class, and I feel like I'm getting the education that goes along with it.
With dress code, I feel like students should be able to express themselves, but I don't believe that they should go too overboard with what they're wearing.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
And the key thing on what he said is is that overboard. Everybody has a different definition of what overboard looks like. So that's why we can never and will never agree with dress code, because what is agreeable to one person and overboard will never be the same to another person. And so it is a hard job to keep dress code in force because it's hard to manage sometimes. So you bring a good point. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
And that has been all. I would like to thank you for joining us. See you next time.
What in the heck is improv?
I believe it is an old wooden ship used in the Spartan era.
I don't think they'd have a club about an old wooden ship.
The main one is the anchor, and the other 4 newscasters have weird quirks, right? Okay, so improv troupe is basically where we come in and we play improvisational games, and we do this because we're practicing for our show that's going to be next spring.
We basically just play different games every Wednesday and try to enhance the skills of improv and just basically performing for people that want to do it.
So about this fashion, like, I feel like everything needs to be like, it's okay, antibacterial, because
winning and
The improv club is doing well and is on track for the audience performance later this year.
erase your children and say, thank you.
Well, we like jokes, we now have a serious story.
Let's move on to the FCS News Roundup.
Hi guys, I'm Austin. This is the Fulton County Schools News Roundup. Recently, there's been a tragedy among our peers, and here's Akila with more details about the events.
On October the 3rd, a shooting after a football game left Christopher Hunter dead. The news left loved ones devastated, and even our fellow classmates here at North Springs.
man, Christopher, man, he was a good kid. He was known for being open-minded, but also head steady. Like he had his eyes on the prize. Some say that he was a bad kid because of some gang related, but that's not the case. If you really knew him personally, you would know that he was a happy person, outgoing, very influenced. He influenced me to do a lot of things, such as keep my mind right. I talk to him all the time about my problem about having it in North Springs, and he will make me see that it's just for a season. This right here just for a season, that I would get over it. I will move on, I will move forward. This right here is a lesson that everything I'm going through right now, all the trial and tribulation, is just a lesson to get me further ahead and move me forward in life, to get me to the place that I want to be. When I got the news that Chris had passed away, it was very devastating for me because of the fact that I met Chris through a friend of mine, Jamaica. And when we both found out that he passed away, it was very devastating. We felt like we have not only lost a friend, but lost a relative because of the fact that he was our relative. He was our brother from another mother and another father. And we just didn't have a friendship. It was a family thing. Like his mom knew my mom knew his mom, he knew my mom, I knew his mom. It was a family thing. And now that he's gone, that he didn't realize that that day, that Friday, was going to be his last day. None of us think that way. So for him to pass away so soon, he didn't even reach 18 yet. So for him to pass away so soon, it was very heartbreaking. And it was just a touching moment. And we would never forget you, Chris. Much love.
From all of us at We Are Sparta, North Springs Up Close, we give our sincere condolences to the family and friends of Christopher Hunter. In lighter news, Fulton County School System has won the Cube Award. It's an award that recognizes excellence in urban communities and the achievements of minority students.
This year, Fulton County was fortunate enough to receive the Cube Award from the Council of Urban Boards of Education.
The Cube Award, which is the Council of Urban Board of Education, provided a very prestigious award to Fulton County, most recently the Urban School Board of Excellence Award. And they were acknowledging many of our accomplishments within the area of diversity. I believe that award is very well deserved, and we have been honored in receiving that. We also received that along with the Nashville Board of Education. I think that many of the things that our school is doing currently and is implemented in the county are going to broaden all of the aspects of diversity and help us to further achieve in those areas.
This will conclude this segment of Fulton County Schools News Roundup. Once again, we give our condolences to the family and friends of Christopher Hunter, and congratulate Fulton Schools on winning the Cube Award. See you next time.
So there I am. My foot's totally stuck in there. I'm freaking out. The dog's having a seizure, and I still have half a pie left.
What are you even talking about?
I ate a big red candle.
It's not even weird. I'm just impressed.
Speaking of impressive, homecoming watch! Whammer! North Springs Homecoming Week was a success. Many students participated with spirit. Let's see how students and teachers felt about the themes.
Monday was Pajama Day. Tuesday was Superhero Day. Wednesday was Nerds vs. Jocks. Thursday was Tacky Day. And Friday was North Springs Spirit Day. My favorite theme was Tacky Day because I like being tacky.
I did like Superhero Day best, I think, just because it looked extra silly. And I think you got a really weird variety of costumes coming that day.
Yes, I like the themes. I mean, I would change a couple. I would keep Tacky Day though. I thought that was fun.
I liked these themes. I did hear some kickback about Tacky Day, but if you ask me, I think I had the most turnout for Tacky Day, actually. So I wanted to do it again.
Chicken Day. I wish we could all dress like chickens for a day.
Bring twin in there. I'd like to twin with some teachers. Twin.
Oh yeah, of course. Gotta support the North Springs team. It's really good, and I just really like supporting North Springs. North Springs, like, I think we've come a long way, and we're a pretty solid team. So yeah, I think we're gonna win.
The week was very spirited and exciting despite the loss of the game, and everyone seemed to have a great time. Can't wait for Homecoming 2015.
Ron, we're on air.
We're live? I don't believe you.
No, Ron, we're actually live.
Oh, Dr. Ruiz's great ode and raven! Now on to the teacher's do and don'ts.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
No, Brick, I'm Ron Burgundy.
Brian Fantana.
Oh, Brick. From all of us at North Springs Up Close, I'm Ron Burgundy, and you stay classy, Sand Springs. I hate a squirrel.